So, hello, folks. We are back. Another Funko discussion. Another another Funko discussion. The lovely Miss Lady Pop Hunter, and I am Mister Atomic. Mister Atomic.
That was so unnecessary.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm David. Anyways, another Funko discussion. It says that just seems to be the topic of the year.
Yeah.
Everybody actually requesting us to talk about certain Funko subjects. So something must be going on. Topic today. Oh, and we're also fresh back from the Chicago Toy Con.
No, it was the King County Toy Fair.
Yeah, it was the Kane County. What was the Chicago Toy Con at the County Toy Fair?
Oh, well, whatever.
But
That was Saturday.
if you missed that, I got film footage of it up.
And I do too on my channel.
I'll put a link to it down below so that you can check that out as
Are
well
you
as
gonna put a link to my channel?
okay.
I'm just saying.
As well as some of our other Funko discussions if you're interested. But anyway, today's subject: does Funko create an artificial demand?
Yes.
Well, there you go, folks. Thanks for watching. No, we're not going to let you off the hook that easily, but there are some good arguments for it. Now, first of all, what I've noticed is that they make exclusives all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's got an exclusive
Yeah.
with Funko right now, especially for the Pops,
Mm-hmm.
and it forces you to run around all over the place looking for something that you're not going to find.
Yeah.
Because go ahead.
The thing that makes me kind of upset with that one is because you have stores like Target that'll get an exclusive, but then you go to Target, you can never find it. I'm kind of glad that Walmart doesn't get a lot of exclusives. Now, when you go to Barnes and Noble, even Walgreens is really good with their exclusives. You go to Walgreens,
every
you
Pop
can find.
Walgreens has though is the exclusives. You notice they don't have regular Pops there, at least not where we are.
Yeah, that's true. Toys R Us isn't bad with their exclusive, but Target is awful. I went there because the Grady twins are supposed to be out.
Good luck.
I went there last week, and the guy helped me out by looking it up on his little handheld.
And that's the second time you went, because I was with you the first time,
Yeah.
the day it was supposed to be released.
Yeah.
And it was like, who?
Yeah.
Funko what? And then you go to the customer service desk, and they're like, you want us to do what? Because they're clueless, absolutely freaking clueless.
Yeah, I asked if I could order it from customer service. No, you can't do that.
But
and it's not on the website.
They're not that clueless. And I'll tell you what, because we were actually kind of excited. You know, we're trying to back off a little bit, but every time it's kind of like The Godfather. Every time you try to get out, they pull you back in, and it's for us, it was the Masters of the Universe.
Yeah,
they get 11 more Masters coming out here.
Three of them are exclusive
in January.
Yeah, in January.
And one of them is a Target exclusive, and I think it was it the Moss Man or no, it was Faker.
Faker.
And
one of them.
Everybody, I read the things on the Facebook, like when Funko puts the announcement up. Oh, look what we're going to do next, which is like what 10 times a day now.
Yeah.
But people were saying, "Wow, that's great that you're getting back to something instead of making something just totally new and out of the blue. You're actually going to follow up." Which is what a lot of collectors want, is for them to follow up. And it's like, we collect the Masters. And so it's like, yeah, that's great. But along with that was a long trail of people sitting there saying, why did you have to give Target another exclusive? Because they never have it.
Yeah.
They never have it. And a Target employee commented, I don't know if anyone else saw this, commented and said, yeah, you're not going to find it at Target either. Because the employees that work there are wise to you guys, and if something comes through like that Zorn from Batman that never showed up in Target, also that's selling for $150 now on eBay, that's what's happening to all your chases and all your exclusives at Target. The employees are cherry picking them out. She admitted it. That's what we do. We've been picking them out and put them aside, buy them on our break or buy them when we're going home. The customers will never see them.
And that's just messed up. And it's like, you got all these, and I do like some of the variants. But then when you make a totally different figure and make that one an exclusive. It just, I don't know. It just seems like a bit much.
To have to run around all over the
Yeah,
place.
you have to run. And then now, what I've come to, what I've started doing, and this is going to be it from now on. I just buy the bundle set online. But when you
Yeah,
get
she's
to
been
the
looking that up
exclude,
recently, and it's a better deal than buying them
yeah,
in the
because now
stores.
they're doing the chase bundles. So
Yeah.
I'm not a big chase person. I don't go out getting them. But then
Hmm.
now suddenly, you can find on eBay if a line has a chase in it, it's they call it the chase bundle. So you get the chase and all the common figures with it. And so I've been doing that, and I've done it with I think three things so far. Um, the Snow White, Aladdin, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas,
Smurfs.
and the Smurfs.
Yeah.
And you get all of the figures, and they run around between $50 to $80. So it's a
Yeah, I
pretty
mean when
good deal.
she got her Smurf set, it rounded off to about $7 a piece.
Yeah.
And they were drop dead mint.
Yeah, and the Snow White is what, 11 figures, I think? Seven, eight, nine. Sorry,
Hmm.
9 figures. Uh I paid I think $80 for it. So that's the direction I'm going in now. Now the only problem with that, if you have exclusives, of course the
It's not going
exclusives
to
are
include
not going to be
those.
in there. So you're going to have to run around looking for the exclusives.
Yeah.
Um,
Like Pennywise that no one found anywhere at any time
Not even on the
in
websites.
any of the company's exclusives.
Mm-mm.
And that's another talking point is too many games with the online stores.
Yeah.
You can't find the stuff. You got to be on it. Like you have to be refreshing like all day long and hope that you get a shot at it, even with the Funko shop.
And I mean, I'm not a person that just sits on my phone all day.
No,
I
me either.
barely look at it, you know. So I'm not, and I don't sit at the computer all day either. So I'm not going to find it. And, periodically I'll go to the different websites that I know have an exclusive I want, and I never find it. And I hate it, but some of the ones that I really want, I end up buying aftermarket. I try not to buy anything aftermarket because you're going to pay the jacked up prices. And I just don't want to do that. And I'm getting off of that. I got my list. Once that list is completed, I'm done with Funko. I'm done with the Pops because it's just ridiculous how you can't find what you want. And then, or then another game they play that really gets on my nerve.
Hmm.
They come out with a pop. You go to the store. You find, and it's a common. You go to the store. You can't find it for months. You look for 3 months, and you never find it. So then you break down. Okay, I'm gonna buy it on Amazon. I'm gonna buy it on eBay.
Pay some markup.
Right. So then you buy it on Amazon. You buy it on eBay. You get it. You're happy. You put it up in where it needs to be. And then you go back to the store a few weeks later for something totally different, and there's 100 of them on the shelf.
Yeah,
Because they do
because
these staggered
they mess up their release
releases.
dates.
Yeah.
They mess up their release dates, and that was a huge problem also with the ad icons release they just did, which was what number 8, 9, and 10. Lucky, the Tricks Rabbit,
Oh
and
yeah, the
Sunny
cereal.
from Cocoa Puffs.
Mhm.
That, and I complained about that actually in one of these videos that we were doing. That it was like
Yeah.
I got the email, and the moment I opened it up, it said sold out, and I was like, what in the hell? And on the Funko website, when they even under the announcement, because I got the email before they even put the announcement on the website. I
Mm.
mean, not on the website. I'm
On
sorry, on
Facebook.
the Facebook, and it's like, why are you putting the announcement on the Facebook and these are already gone? And that's what a lot of the complaints were. And people were like, there were other people who were like, hey, jackass, you said that these were being released next Wednesday.
Mhm.
Why the hell did you release them today? What is this all about? And it's frustrating. A lot of these so-called fanatics that
Yeah.
are that have got the hook in them from Funko.
Yeah, and if they want to try and make it fair. I know some places you can only buy like two per household or two per address or
Yeah.
something like that. Now that's a little more fair. You know, you buy two for the address you're in. But you got these flippers, they're buying like 100 of them, and Funko is supposed to have it where, it's supposed to be a limited and make it
Hmm.
fair for everybody, but it's not.
It's not fair. And they could control that better. They could stay on top of that. Like if people complained enough about Target, which apparently they are, then Funko could say, hey, listen, Target, corporate,
Hmm.
whoever, tell your managers to get that under control or else we're not going to give you any exclusives. Funko could manage it if they wanted to, but they got their money,
Yeah, they don't
is
care
what it comes
because
down to. It seems
yeah,
like they don't.
they got their money already. So if it
Hmm.
walks out of the store, what do they care? They have their money, and then the employees steal it and put it on eBay for however much they
Yeah,
want to.
or whatever
I've
else.
seen the Chase Grady twins for $300.
Or more. Yeah.
Hmm.
And the Chase Grady twins is on there before, even before it was released,
Hmm.
and then there was no there was no Grady twins period in the store anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go back and look about two more times, but if I don't find it, I just don't find it. I'm not buying that one aftermarket because it's just gonna be a ridiculous price. And I don't even
Yeah,
care for the Chase. The common one would be fine for
yeah,
me.
she just wants to finish her set, and
Yeah.
which is the other talking point is that they deliberately overexpand on certain lines. I think they do on certain lines, knowing that many or most collectors are completists, and that
Yeah.
is, if you're not familiar with the term, somebody that like they just want to have the whole set, and it's like. Like the Godzillas, you see, I got the NECA Godzillas lined up there. It's right behind her hair, and I got that's almost the whole set minus one. And I'm debating on getting the last one because that's the newest Godzilla, and I don't like the way he looks. But if I got it cheap, I'd probably get it. Otherwise, I don't care. But
Hmm.
that's how most people are. It's like I want to finish the set. With Funko, there is no finishing a set.
No, because as soon as you think you're done, it's another one at a store you didn't even know carried pops like Kohl's or something like that.
That's right.
Yeah,
I
but
don't think Kohl's has an exclusive
yeah,
yet.
they had that Captain
Who did they have?
America
Oh, that's
exclusive.
right.
That's how we figured out Kohl's
That's
sold
right.
pops because we went looking for it and
And
could never
I
find it.
almost got them, but they were beat up so
Hmm.
bad. I felt bad for them.
Yeah, they were just thrown on the
It's just
shelves.
smashed in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, they know, and that's I've complained about this before too, with the Street Fighter, where I'm really on the fence whether I want to bother to finish the Street Fighter or not, because I don't want to pay. The three that I'm missing cost 45, 65, and $150 for those three that aren't in that set, and I
Hmm.
never saw them anywhere. They're convention exclusives, basically. But I'm like, do I really? Is it really worth it? $150?
Yeah.
I've got a lot of vintage stuff in my collection, and if I was going to throw $150 on something, I'd rather find a good deal on something that was made in the 60s or the 70s or the 80s
Yeah.
that is a better connection to my childhood than and that has an established value rather than throw it on a chase for a set that will never be finished because Funko will probably crank out 10 more next year.
Yeah, and then it's like, how do certain items get their value?
Hmm.
Because you have, like, for an example, just because I can think of it real quick, um, Winnie the Pooh, the first one, he's over $200,
Yeah.
$300. He's not a chase; it's a common. Why is that
Well,
$300? And then you have the Chase Star Lord that's going for like $20.
yeah, that
You
bottomed
know,
out, and I got my Chase right there, my Chase Riddler in my Batman '66 series. I
mhm.
got him for like like what, $17? Like he's real cheap now. But about your Winnie the Pooh though, that was before Funko went full steam. Anything prior to 2015.
Yeah, but I've used that as an example.
Sure, sure.
It's other figures now.
More modern examples.
Modern, I can't
Or
think of one
closer
right now,
examples, I should
but
say.
you have figures that, like that one that came out that was going on. I don't know the figure, but it was the glow in the dark, that monster looking thing. Um, He was going for what, $3,000, $4,000.
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of the name either. It's a video game related pop.
Right. I don't know the
Somebody
name
knows
of
what
it.
it is, and they'll put it down there.
Yeah. Somebody will correct us. But the point is, why is that one $4,000, $2,000, $3,000, whatever it was, and then you have others that are only 10.99. Who gauges that? Who puts it? And I've been looking on the price.
Pop price guide.
Yeah, the pop price guide more recently, and I can see it, and I think it's lies because it says you can put add to my collection. So you put add to my
Okay.
collection, and then it asks you when did you buy it, where did you buy it, and how much did you pay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can put anything in there.
I
in
paid $4,000 for it.
Yeah, you can put anything in
And
there.
that'll bump the rounded average. I
I
can
guess
see
they
where you could.
average it out. I guess they average it out.
I could see where you could manipulate that average.
Yeah.
If you were a dealer, or and
Mm-hmm.
you wanted to start bumping a price on something that you had an overstock of.
Yeah, you can say because all you have to do is you got to create an account and everything,
Yeah.
but still, who runs that? Who's in control of that? Is Funko in control of that? Is because they always advertise Pop in the Box and Entertainment Earth. Do they control those? It's like who controls it to say this pop is worth $30, this pop is worth $10. You know what I mean?
Manipulating the market.
Right. How do I know that 100 people bought this pop for $65 instead of $6? You don't know. So then you got people selling the pops on let's see, Offer Up and Let Go, and it says according to Pop Price Guide.
Yeah, that's right.
So whatever the Pop Price Guide has, that's what they want for it. And it's like, but the boxes are bent
and we had just looked that up, and according to Pop Price Guide, because she looked up her flocked Tigger, the SDCC 2017 exclusive, and according to Pop Price Guide, how much was it?
I think it was $45.
$45, $46. But in the grouping of the last few that sold on eBay, they got around 35 to 40, and that was with shipping.
Yeah.
So, can you go by the price guide, or can you find it cheaper? I think you can find it cheaper if you hunt for it.
Yeah, if you look, somebody's gonna get rid of it cheaper than what the Pop Price Guide says. So that right there, I don't know that I just don't like how the pops get their value. I don't understand how some of them get value and some of them don't.
Yeah, because the supply and demand can be faked, and I've talked about that before in some of the other stuff, and I even threw something out about that in the toy convention video that I just did when I mentioned the starting lineup figures again, because I found a table there where the guy had a table full of starting lineup figures for $1 each, and there was a lot of basketballs in there. And I remember when the basketballs first came out, and when I was selling them, I was getting like $80 a piece for some of them. And they're $1 now.
Yeah.
But where does that artificial demand come from?
Just like those Beanie Babies when they were, or Tie Baby, whatever ones. When they came out, they were a couple of $100 a piece. Cabbage Patch was like that too.
Cabbage Patch. Yeah, I remember people selling them, advertising Cabbage Patch for sale in the newspaper in like the classifieds section, getting like $1,000 a piece for them.
Yeah, but now you can find them
way
at
back
Goodwill.
In the day. Yeah, Goodwill's got a ton of them.
Yeah, Beanie Babies too. And they're all at the gas station and in the grocery store.
The argument that people will make against that also is they're going to say, oh, well, Funko is, because they franchise with so many different genres, and that's why they're going to last. I know I'm being a jerk there, but that's the argument I always get. It's like, oh, but they have so many franchises. So has many other companies in the past. And somebody made a comment about a Mego statement I had made. Oh, it doesn't compare to Mego. Funko has lasted longer than Mego. Funko was founded in 1954.
Not Funko, Mego.
I mean, sorry, yeah, Mego. There you go. Mego was founded in 1954 and ran almost 30 years? Almost until like about 82 to 84-ish. I forget where they finally died,
Mm-hmm.
but it was almost 30 years. Mego lasted longer, and Mego made that mistake with the franchises all over everywhere too.
Yeah.
I talked about that in the last video.
The Funko's been around what? How long? About 10 years?
Since what, 88?
Funko?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
They used to make just only bobbleheads.
Oh,
and the
okay.
pop thing started in 2010.
Oh, okay.
They switched gears because bobbleheads wasn't making any money.
7 years with the Pops then.
Okay, yeah. 7 years for Pops.
Okay. Well, still,
Another thing that they do is when something is limited, it's not something anybody wants.
Yeah.
This is the one that killed me, was with the New York Comic Con, the James Gunn. And I was like, who in the hell is James Gunn?
Who is James Gunn?
James Gunn is the guy who directed Guardians of the Galaxy. And she actually saw it. Both of them.
I did because it was on my phone.
Oh, come on.
The app on my phone. You went to the movies. I didn't go to the movies.
Yeah, I know.
But that app on my phone had it, so we watched it.
And it was good enough that you watched the other one. They were good.
We watched the second one first, and that was good, so we watched the first one.
First one second. But I guess he was the director.
Oh, okay.
And they made the limited edition 500 and sold only at the convention. And be honest, if it didn't have a sticker that said limited to 500 pieces, and they just made that as like a regular figure, like they did with Baywatch or whoever else, tell me they wouldn't be piled up on the shelves.
Yeah. And I mean, really, who knows that that guy is a director and that he directed Galaxy?
I'm pretty sure he did, but actually,
but I'm saying if you just saw it on the
shelf,
yeah,
if you just saw the pulp, said,
and you're like, what is it?
Who's James Gunn?
Yeah. Who would look at that and say, "Oh, that guy is a director, and he directed Guardians of the Galaxy"?
I gotta have it.
Right now, people know directors Steven Spielberg and that Tarantino. You know the Tarantino.
Yeah.
Right. You know those names.
George Lucas.
Yeah.
You see that? Oh, come on.
What?
Get with me here, George Lucas.
What did he do?
He was a director. George Lucas.
Oh, okay, but Spielberg and Tarantino, you know they're directors. So if you saw their name on a pop, you say, "Oh, okay, that's Steven Spielberg, the director. He directed some movies."
Yeah.
This guy, I mean, granted,
you know why she's acting like she doesn't know who George Lucas is, right?
I don't.
Because he was the guy that started Star Wars off.
Oh, was he? Oh, they got the museum. They built a museum. I never seen Star Wars.
George Lucas, Star Wars was his baby.
Yeah, they're doing a museum in Chicago, here in Chicago. For him.
Oh my God.
They talked about it. I don't know if they're building it or not. They're talking about it.
But it'd be a lot more interesting than that Obama library that's going to cost us like $5 billion.
That's not a part of this channel.
No, it isn't. I know.
No, so don't.
But anyways, yeah. I mean, if they didn't put a sticker that says limited to 500, then nobody would want that.
No,
I don't think so.
No,
it'd be on the shelf with Zorn, which apparently is not available in Sweden.
They should buy that guy from Sweden one and send it to
I had a comment from somebody in Sweden that says, "Hey, I can't find Zorn."
He actually wants it.
We got him. We got Zorn. He's everywhere.
Yeah, he's on the clearance at Hot Topic for like
Hot Topic
$4.
and Walmart. We were just in Walmart actually because we were talking about this 2 days ago. I took a picture of the shelf and I'm going to put it up here so that you can see this.
Like a million Zorn.
There's like the shelf, and that's 4 deep of Zorn.
Yeah.
It just keeps coming. They really want you to want that Zorn.
If that guy from Sweden sends his address, I'm going to send him one.
Oh, that's very sweet of you.
Because it needs to leave the shelf. Somebody has to buy it. I'll send him one since he can't get it.
Oh, you're awesome. And do you have anything else?
No, we talked about the staggering release dates. Oh, and the fake release dates. I can't remember what pop it was. But it came out a few months ago. and Funko accidentally sent it to the store a month early to
That
box
sounds
lunch.
familiar.
I can't remember right now
I
what
don't
pop
remember
it
either.
was, but it was during the summer a few months ago, and it was a box lunch exclusive. No, it wasn't a box lunch exclusive. Excuse me. It was a common pop, but they all went to box lunch
Hmm.
a month early, and it was released. And once Funko found out, they had to take it down. So people had it that were there that got it. And it's like, what kind of game is that? Okay, you got it. So why are you doing these fake releases? And, it's just games that they play. And it's like, what's the point in that? What are you getting out of that? And then with the Pennywise, they did the chase and had
And then
to recall
recalled
it.
it because of some kind of conflict about the
Yeah.
paint scheme or something.
And then the ones that are out are going to be ridiculous prices because now people have to have it because something's wrong with it and they had to recall it. So now it is limited,
Hmm.
you know, a genuine limited edition because Funko screwed up, or so they say they did.
So they say. We don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the point being that there's a lot of arguments for creating artificial demand. And companies do this.
Mhm.
Funko, it really is, they're a business. They're a business to make money, and schemes like this, they work. History lesson, because I've been doing this forever. And it started with trading cards.
Mhm.
Right at the tip of the 80s, right around 88, they figured out kids weren't the ones collecting this stuff. And right around that time, you went from 3 companies making sports cards and trading cards, Topps and Leaf and whoever, I forget the other one, to 50 making them, then 100, then 120. And if you look at, like, if you pick up a Tough Stuff guide or a Beckett guide of just sports cards, it's going to be like that thick. This much of it is like 1912 to 1987, and the rest of it is from there to now, and does not even cover all of the cards that were produced.
Hmm.
Just the most notable ones. Okay? They figured it out. Adults are buying this stuff. We need to target an adult audience. And I talked about this last time when I mentioned Mego before. Back then, not too many adults were doing this. When the first comic convention was held in the 70s, they made a big deal out of it because they thought those people were stupid.
Mhm.
It was like, oh, look at these idiots. They're having a comic convention. Or the first Star Trek convention. Now look at us.
Yeah.
You know, right around the bend of that, comic books jumped on board with making variant covers
Mhm.
because they knew they had their hook in people. And by the way, when the that happened with cards,
Mhm.
and the card shops didn't know what to do. In my day, there were card shops all over the place. Half the card shops in Boston were closed by 1990.
Mhm.
Within 2 years, they were out of business because they were buying all the wrong stuff, and people, they didn't know what the demand was going to be. And I grew up in Boston, so I watched this happen. Comic book stores took a really bad hit, had tons of books nobody wanted. Be honest, if you collect comics now, what are you really more interested in? If you're looking for value wise, you want that exclusive, you want that variant cover that's the most limited, and the rest of it doesn't even matter anymore to a lot of people.
Mm.
And toys do this too. It started with McFarlane. I talked about that before, with the Spawn action figures that are worthless now. And Playmates followed suit. If you look at the old Playmates Star Trek that were released in the early to mid 90s, and you turn that figure over, look on the bottom of their foot, there's a serial number. Every serial number is different because as they came off the press, they printed them 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 100,000, 120,000, 200,000 and up. And people scrambled at that time to get any figure that had a stamp that was lower than 10,000 in numbers, because after they printed them off, they mixed them up. So the people would have to run chase all
Hmm.
over creation trying to find the early number figures in
Hmm.
the best possible package condition. What are those Playmate Star Trek figures worth now? Nothing. They go
Mm.
for like $5 a piece or less. So the companies do this. They know that, especially now, they know it's adult collectors. They don't. Most of this stuff is not going to kids,
Yeah.
and they want to make the most money they can out of it before the interest dies. And again, we're not trying to just sit here and kick sand in Funko's face because we collect it too. I
Yeah, we
pointed out
do.
before, it's taken up a third of my office. It's like a virus, you
Yeah.
know. But we like it too. I think we would just like to see them do better.
Yeah, that's true. Just make it easier on people, you know.
Yeah, 'cause eventually it's going to burn.
Yeah, and they're starting to take the fun out of it, and I think a lot of people are letting go of pops because it's just becoming too complicated, and people don't want to be bothered with it.
Like Warren, he
Yeah.
pulled he pulled his whole collection. Is my son Flip. I've talked about him before from Roblox. I got it right this time. I didn't say Minecraft like I
Hmm.
wanted to, but he has a big collection of pops too, and he's pulled them all out. He's selling them all. And I
Hmm.
was like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Don't you want to like pick out some that you like?" And he was like, "Yeah, I got a bunch of them that I like. But if you got one that you like, you're gonna end up with 10 that you like, and then 50, and then 100, and it's too much." Because it's Funko, it comes out with too much, and I don't want to bother with it. There's other stuff I could be putting my money into. He collects vintage Ninja Turtles, Star Trek, Transformers, stuff like that, Godzilla. He's into that stuff, and he'd rather invest his money in that than run around all over the place worrying about Funko
Hmm.
releasing something else tomorrow and can't keep up. And so he just pulled the whole collection. He's selling all of them. And it's like, wow, you don't even want to hold on to a few that you like. And he was like, no, I don't want to hold on to any of them because I don't want to think about it now.
Yeah. Well.
And there's a lot of people doing that
Yeah, it's a lot
recently.
of people doing that. But thankfully, I paced it myself when I started, and I only buy the things that I truly like.
Hmm.
So I'm at the give up on buying, but not give up on what I have. The
Yeah,
stuff that I have, I want.
until Masters was coming out.
Well, yeah, and then
That MOTU did it. She's a big Masters of the Universe fan.
yeah, I got a big
She
collection
does.
of the vintage and the newer stuff.
I got to do a tour of your room sometime.
Hmm.
That one room. But yeah, and I do that too. I was really really into it at one point and getting just too much, and I ended up getting rid of a lot of the pops too. And I'm just got like my little focus groups of things that I want, like the Masters and the Masters Dorbs.
Yeah.
Keeping that complete and things like that, and other stuff. I'm just or the Dr. Seuss, which the Dr. Seuss sets aren't even worth much, but I like them.
Yeah,
Just trying to stay focused.
and that's another thing. You can't buy what is worth a lot. If you like it, that's all that matters. I mean, I know
Hmm.
I have pops that people probably wouldn't want, but a lot of people have pops that I don't want. I look around and
Sure.
I never find anything like on Craigslist and offer up and let go that I want. It's very, very rare. Because I'm not into the Marvel and DC and Star Wars and all
Hmm.
of that stuff, and that's mainly what everybody's selling. So if you don't like something, don't buy it just because, oh, this is worth, or it's
Or it's
gonna be
rare.
worth, yeah, and everything. And that's another thing that drives the market up.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's okay.
but you look on these things on eBay and Craigslist and all of those other places, and they always say Funko Pop rare, very
Very
rare.
rare.
It's like it's not rare.
And even if
You
it
can still
is,
find it someplace else.
I have another video up, and I'll put a link to that down below. I'll just fill the whole thing up with links, why don't I? But that were um, top 10 points for collectors.
Hmm.
Top 10 things to consider if you're a collector of toys, and one of them is that rare does not equal valuable.
Yeah.
It's a very important point. And going back to the Dr. Seuss set, the Hot Topic Cat in the Hat Dorbs is a limited edition of 1,500 pieces, 1,500 only.
Hmm.
Look it up on eBay. There's 100 of them for $10 a piece and under. because
Yeah.
but when it first came out,
Mhm.
it wasn't $10. I'll tell you that. And you couldn't find it at Hot Topic either.
Yeah.
But it hit eBay and hit eBay hard, and it was like up to 40, $50. Now
Mm.
you can get it for less than 10
Yeah.
because the novelty wore off.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to wait it out, and sometime that works, and sometime
Sometimes
that
it
doesn't,
doesn't.
because it's been a couple of pops I tried to wait out, and it just didn't work out. You can't find it.
Yeah.
And then it was others. Now I wish I waited out because they're on the clearance rack, and I'm like, golly, I paid full price, and now it's for $4.
Yeah,
Or
with modern toys, it's
mm,
like the stock market. It
yeah.
is. You see, you really just gotta be careful.
Yeah, you really do. You got to pace yourself, and then like I said, I'm buying majority of mine online now. I don't
Hmm.
buy them in stores hardly anymore because you can get a bundle deal on eBay most of the times.
Yeah,
So you just wait it out and buy the bundle pre-order and usually make out pretty good.
yeah, you've done pretty good that way.
Yeah. So,
Any other points?
nope, that's all I have.
Well, I guess that's all we have. So, does Funko create an artificial demand? I think they do.
I think so.
So, and what do you think? If you have any comments or suggestions pertaining to the video, please go ahead and put it in the comment section down below. We
Hmm.
do try to answer.
Hmm.
Everybody, we do try to respond to everybody. Please like, share, and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up because 2 thumbs up. But a thumbs up, it's the easiest way to show your appreciation for the
Yeah.
video. Please do share
Hmm.
the video because the more of you there are, the more that we can do here. We got a lot of projects in mind and we'd like to expand on that. And subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Now's your big chance. No intimidation.
None. The strong arm.
Yeah, that's right. The strong arm. So thanks for watching, and we hope to see you again soon. Bye. Tricks are for kids. You know you eat tricks.
I've never eaten tricks.
You look like a person who would eat tricks.
I've never eaten tricks.
Lucky Charms.
No.
Blueberry. I used to eat blueberry when I was a kid.
I've never eaten
What Frosted Flakes?
it. We used to eat Cornelius,
Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch.
Cornelius.
Yeah, Cornelius the chicken, the rooster.
Cornflakes?
Yeah. I hated cornflakes.
You hated cornflakes.
Because
Okay.
there was no in Rice Krispies.
Rice Krispies needed a lot of sugar.
Yeah, and I used to put a lot in there, just like the cornflakes.
Okay.